and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Welcome to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke and joined with my co-host Joe Minnie. Our top stories: COVID-19, quarantine, and the economy. We hope to put your minds at ease with interviews of a number of very important leaders from our community.
And we will be Skyping with the Monroe County Health Department, Great Rivers United Way, State Representative Tony Kurtz, and Tomah School District Superintendent Cindy Zahrte. And this Connect 24 is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Rudick Jensen in New Lisbon, and Moulters Fresh Market in Tomah.
Well, we'll get started with Kayleigh from the Monroe County Health Department on Skype. We had a number of viewers send us some questions they would like the Health Department to clarify. So, let's welcome Kayleigh and get started. Welcome, Kayleigh, to our program.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's very good to have you. I'm Joe, and just to get started, we've been hearing a number of technical terms on the news and social media. And so what is the difference between the risk of morbidity and mortality of COVID-19?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So morbidity means illness or disease, and mortality means death. So if you hear about a mortality rate, that means a death rate. So with COVID-19, we're still learning more and more in regards to the morbidity and mortality. So the CDC actually came out with a report today which said that globally there are 170,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 7,000 deaths. In the United States, we've had 68,440 cases and 994 deaths. So the risk of severe complications such as hospitalizations with COVID-19 really depends on age and underlying health factors. So those who are age 65 or older have chronic health conditions such as asthma, heart disease, diabetes, lung disease, and HIV are at higher risk of more severe complications. However, we really want to reiterate that no one is immune from COVID-19, including young and healthy people. So that's why it's so important for everybody to be practicing that social distancing. Right now, it's really the best tool that we have. That means limiting your physical contact with others as much as possible, staying at home, only taking essential trips, and when you do go out, maintaining 6 feet of distance from others. Also practicing good hygiene, like washing your hands often, covering your cough, and avoid touching your face, which I know is quite hard, but try to avoid it as much as possible. But we really want to do everything we can to protect those more vulnerable members of our communities.
Kayleigh, this is April Frelke. We know there is a risk with being intubated or in need of a ventilator. Is that what you're seeing in the majority of the people who are testing positive for COVID-19?
No, most people who have contracted COVID-19 have mild or moderate symptoms and recover at home.
Okay, good, thank you.
Well, if a person does contract the coronavirus, is it a death sentence?
No.
Okay.
So, like I said before, the vast majority of people recover. It's just those who are older or have those underlying health conditions are at higher risk of those severe complications. However, we're really seeing that the majority of people do recover.
Kayleigh, do the medical facilities in Monroe County have available to them the anti-malaria drugs that we've seen to be helping other people in other parts of the country or our United States?
Yeah, so not that we're aware of. We know that the use of those medications is still really early in its stages, and we don't have data to support their use currently.
Kayleigh, I'm wondering, there's sometimes rumors going around. Are there anything that you'd really want our viewers to make sure that, or where they're getting their right information from so that they have all the information they need in our counties?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So we do daily case reports on our Facebook page at Monroe County Health Department. We also have a COVID-19 page, so it's at healthymonroecowi.org/COVID-19. So that is where we have all of the confirmed cases in Monroe County. Also, the Wisconsin DHS website, Department of Health Services, has a COVID-19 page, and also the CDC. So those are all really good sources.
Kayleigh, thank you so much for taking time to Skype with us and join us here on the Lynxx. Well, up next, we have some more exciting interviews to come. We have Representative Tony Kurtz that we'll be talking with, and our catering for cast and crew tonight has been provided by Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens. Great food with a fun, relaxing atmosphere at Marco's, and they do carry out. Stay tuned.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified Black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
You want it? We'll find it. You got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudick Jensen deal. Sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil change, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudick Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudickjensen.com.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudick Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings, featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it. If it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric Peterson, commander of the 115th Fighter Wing, and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Representative Tony Kurtz via Skype to answer some of your tough questions. So welcome, Representative Tony Kurtz. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me, April. I appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Yeah, well, let's just start off as an elected official, and you're representing the, your people of your district. What have you been doing during the quarantine?
I've been taking a lot of phone calls. We've been getting a lot of calls to our office. Our office, the Capitol's been closed, so we forwarded all the calls to our own lines. And so my staff is actually working from home, and so is what I am. So we've been taking a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, and I've been trying to get back to people as fast as I can and talking to different agencies. Been coordinating a lot with the federal government, working with Senator Johnson's staff quite a bit, since that's somebody I used to work for. So just trying to ease and comfort as many people as I possibly can during this very difficult time.
Thank you for that.
Hi, Tony. This is Joe Minnie. Just wondering, what kind of conversations have you been having with the governor, if any?
Well, I'm not going to... Our leaders, Speaker Robin Vos and Senator Fitzgerald, they have daily meetings with the governor and the governor's staff. So those actually started taking place last week. And then every other day, we have a conference call with all Assembly Republicans. And those calls can last typically 2.5 hours. And we discuss what was discussed with the governor and plans and things moving forward. Yesterday, we had a very good call with Department of Health Services with just elected officials, because we had some concerns and some questions, and they were very good about answering those. So there's a lot of different conversations going on, especially at the state level, on how we're going to respond moving forward. Obviously, the Senate passed a very big deal yesterday, 96-0. I understand the House of Representatives will take that up tomorrow. And so we're kind of waiting to see what the federal government's going to do with this package, and then we're going to act, kind of fill in the gaps what the federal government's not going to do, and then of course we as a state are going to fill in those gaps. That's the goal, and I know those are the things that we as Republicans and as legislators have talked to the governor's office about.
You know, Tony, going on more of the economic end of it, what are you seeing in our district around the state with the impact this is having on small businesses and the economy right now?
It is. It's at a standstill. I mean, that's actually being kind to kind of what's happening right now. You know, I took a drive to Reedsburg. I had to buy a part for a tractor, and so I was taking a drive over to a place over there, and I just looked at the businesses that are closed, that normally at 4 o'clock in the afternoon would be thriving. It is something that I was on the radio this morning for Richland Center, and it's just something that is you can't describe it. I truly can't. You know, I've taken so many phone calls from small business owners that a month ago, you know, they made these big purchases. You know, they bought, like one lady who owns a store bought $20,000 worth of merchandise, you know, anticipating a good spring and a summer, and now her world is literally upside down, and it's something that I feel helpless. I try to point her in the right direction. Right now, the Small Business Administration has some disaster assistant loans. Those are very low interest. You don't have to pay those back for a year, but once again, they're a loan, and that takes time to process. And the problem is some of our businesses, which is gut-wrenching, they may only have a month left. They may only have 2 months. And so we need to get as much money out there as possible. Now, I will say this, Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, WEDC, did come out with a program called Small Business 2020, and it was a $5 million grant program. It was for businesses less than 20 employees, and it was up to a $20,000 grant just to help people, you know, pay salaries, pay rents, pay utilities. The problem with that is those WEDC loans were tied to 21 banks that you had to have a partnership with. So in other words, you had to have a loan with one of those banks. Well, the vast majority of those banks were either in Madison or Milwaukee. The nearest one to us was in Stevens Point. So I have been in conversations with WEDC quite a bit about, you know, great program, but unfortunately it's not going to help a lot of people in you know, the 50th Assembly District, in my district, or Nancy Vandermeer's district, the 70th, or Lauren Oldenburg's in the 96th Assembly District. So they luckily yesterday there was on a call, and they're reevaluating that program, and hopefully that's something that we're going to see next week, and that is an immediate relief, and that's a grant, which obviously hopefully your listeners, your viewers understand. A grant is not something you have to pay back, and then you have obviously a loan you have to pay back later. And I'm like I said, this is unprecedented time, and we need to do whatever we can to help especially our small business.
So, Tony, with this being such a high percentage chance of survival, why do you think everyone has had such a high level reaction to this coronavirus?
You know, I think this is the issue. The issue, and like I said, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I do look at a lot of the numbers. I look at the data. My wife's in the healthcare field. She works at Tomah Memorial Hospital, so, you know, she's on the front lines. The problem is this is so contagious, and people don't show symptoms. So you might have somebody that's spreading this virus that he or she had no idea what they're doing. And the problem is if we have that massive spike. So in Wisconsin, we have approximately 11,000 beds, hospital beds. Of those 11,000, 2,500 of those beds are ICU, intensive care unit, which have the ventilators, which everybody has been hearing about. The concern is if we have a massive spike, basically our healthcare system cannot handle that. And so unfortunately, if you watch the news, and I understand you got to filter what's on the news sometimes, but Italy, Spain, Iran, which you're not hearing a lot of news out, the problem is it spiked in those countries and it overwhelmed the healthcare system. So this is something that healthcare workers are wrestling with, because if it does spike, you are literally making the choice of who's going to be on a ventilator and who doesn't. And obviously, some of those people that might need a ventilator aren't going to get those. So yes, 95% of the people, they're going to be, it's going to be like a cold or something like that. You're not going to be any hospitalization or nothing. But the concern is that 5%. And that 5%, if that number's all, if they spike like some people are worried about, that 5% will overwhelm our healthcare system, and we just literally can't handle it. And so the goal is to have, and if anybody's heard the flattening the curve, the goal is to have a gradual increase and then a gradual decline, and spread that over a period of time so our healthcare system can handle that. Very similar to the flu. You got to think about the flu season starts in October, goes all the way into March. The problem is with the flu, that's over a longer period of time. Our healthcare system can handle that. Whereas this coronavirus, it's so contagious, it causes these spikes where our healthcare system can't control it. And that's the big difference between the two. And trust me, I don't like some of the measures we've had to take here. I thought our area was doing a good job. This was a call on the governor's part. And like I said, we're here, and as citizens, we have to accept this. And like I said, we have to try to make sure that we protect one another, do your part, and once again, we're going to get on the other side of this, and we're going to be fine. It's just what do we got to do between now and then to make sure when we get on the other side that those small businesses, that people are going to be able to afford what their rent, things like that.
Representative Kurtz, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for taking time tonight to join us for our viewers.
Thank you very much for what you guys do.
Thank you. Great Rivers United Way needs your help. That's up next. Stay tuned.
My name is Heidi Stalsberg. I'm the director of Tomah Health, Hospice Touch, Life Choices Palliative Care. We have hospice home care. We have palliative care, which is a home care service. And then we have Serenity House, which is our 8-bed residential facility here in Tomah.
Hospice Touch and Life Choices Palliative Care provides medical services, emotional support, and spiritual resources.
Tomah Health, Hospice and Palliative Care, inspiring health, wellness, and balance.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Relax at Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, Wisconsin.
For the world's greatest spy.
I am way too good at this.
The ultimate mission.
None of our agents can get close to him.
Needs the ultimate disguise.
It worked.
I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
Being a pigeon can make you an even better spy. Fact, pigeons can see in slow motion. Did anyone else see a pigeon?
Spies in Disguise. Rated PG. Now available on demand.
Hi, I'm Josh Tully from The Josh Tully Show. You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
One of the least things on most people's mind right now is fundraising, but we have a guest from Great Rivers United Way who truly could use your help. They are still providing essential services to those in our area. Welcome, Katie Sparks.
Hi, April. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. And we're joined here with Joe Minnie. Joe's going to give you the first question.
Yeah. Hi, Katie.
All right.
Let's get to it. How can people help right now?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that people can help right now. We noticed at Great Rivers United Way about a week and a half ago that this COVID-19 pandemic was going to affect a lot of individuals. If they haven't already been affected, they will be affected in the near future. So what we're working on is developing emergency response funds for all 7 counties in our service region. So what I most specifically want to talk about is the fund that we've developed for Monroe County. This fund is considered public currently. We're collecting donations for this fund. What these funds will go to are nonprofits in Monroe County who are already assisting individuals affected by this pandemic. So some examples of that would be assisting people with food, child necessities, loss of wages, shelter assistance, really anything that is going to be in response to the effects of COVID-19. So some ways that people can help donate to the Monroe County Emergency Response Fund. We have 4 different options. So we're really trying to be accessible to all people during what seems to be a very socially disconnected time. So we do have an online form on our website at www.gru.org/COVID-19. We also have a text to give option. So you can text Monroe to 40403, and that will then send you a link to your mobile device so you can donate right on your cell phone. And then we've also partnered with 2 community banks right in the Monroe County area. So the cool thing about this is you can drive up to the bank location, tell them you want to donate to the United Way Emergency Response Fund for Monroe County, pop it in the drive-thru, and you don't even have to get out of your car. So those 2 bank locations, there's State Bank Financial in Sparta, and then CCS Bank in Tomah, which then has 2 branches. So a lot of different ways to give to this Monroe County Emergency Response Fund.
Katie, that was very thorough. We've got about 30 seconds left. Could you just go through a couple programs that you're providing during the quarantine?
Yeah, so it's been pretty usual business. We've really been focusing on these emergency response funds and getting those up and running. We are doing a letter carrier drive, which you can get more information on that at yougetconnected.org, which is the letter U, getconnected.org. And those letters are going to be sent to people in residential care facilities that might be isolated at this time. So any kind of letter, card, artwork, anything like that. Again, you can get more information for that on our volunteer website at yougetconnected.org.
Katie, thank you for your work and thank you for joining us. Tomah School District Superintendent Cindy Zahrte is up next with important information about the school district. Thanks, Katie. Thank you so much.
For the world's greatest spy.
I am way too good at this.
The ultimate mission.
None of our agents can get close to him.
Needs the ultimate disguise.
It worked.
I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
Being a pigeon can make you an even better spy. Fact, pigeons can see in slow motion. Did anyone else see a pigeon?
Spies in Disguise. Rated PG. Now available on demand.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh. Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudick Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings. Featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it, if it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
You want it? We'll find it. You got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudick Jensen deal. Sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil changes, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudick Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudickjensen.com.
You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
All right.
Welcome back. We are still waiting for Cindy Zahrte, the superintendent of the Tomah School District. Do we have her with us on Skype? We are still, okay, we're still waiting for her. So, little technical difficulty. Joe, I know that you've been subbing for the Tomah School District.
Oh,
we've got her. Cindy, do we have you?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. You see it now?
We can hear you.
All right.
Yes. So Joe, real quick. Okay. We have Cindy. Cindy's coming online in just a minute here. Things happening in the Tomah School District that you're aware of.
Yes, the Tomah Area School District. They actually put out another more information for parents.
And you're a parent of a student in the Tomah School District. So let's talk about your parent perspective.
Yeah. So because this is a new thing for parents, we have to handle all the education at home. So getting information from the schools is very vital for us, and especially a two-way communication to keep the education flow going. So we're not really missing anything. But I think we're ready. So why don't we ask Cindy?
All right, Cindy, welcome to the Lynxx. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Glad to be here.
Okay, Joe, Minnie's got our first question for you.
Okay.
So Cindy, I know we're on this hiatus, but and you put out some more information. So, but what are the plans now for graduation this year for this seniors?
Well, currently graduation was scheduled for Memorial Day weekend, that's Saturday, which is May 23rd. And we are still planning on that at this point in time. We're just going to have to wait and see how things play out. We're committed to the fact that graduation is probably one of the most important ceremonies or events that we have during the course of the year. So we will have graduation. It's just a matter of when. If it needs to be postponed until June or July or August, we'll postpone till then, but we are moving forward with, getting gowns ordered and our honor cords and lining things up because we will hold graduation.
Cindy, is it up to the communities and districts to keep the schools open?
To a large degree. Now that the governor has a safer at home order where everybody should be remaining at home through April 24th, and schools are closed indefinitely, and the fact that the Department of Public Instruction has provided a waiver for instructional minutes, it is up to individual schools to sort through how they want to work through the school year. So we're providing a lot of content home to parents for them to be monitoring their children's work. We've pulled back a little bit from that after hearing, that there's been some stress on the part of parents who are trying to work and monitor, and we've got teachers doing a lot of communication with students at home, and that takes additional time as well. So, we're adjusting, making modifications to make this the best possible situation for parents, for teachers, and for, of course, our students.
So, Cindy, speaking of the state direction, what have you heard from the state, and what can you tell our viewers?
Well, again, they're not going to hold us accountable for instructional minutes. So there is a state statute that states you have to have, like at the high school level, 1,164 hours of instruction. We are not bound by that this year. There's a civics examination that is required for students before they can graduate, and many of our seniors have already passed that test, but we do have the ability to waive that if need be. The Department of Public Instruction is really trying to provide as much leeway to local districts to manage this situation. They've allowed us to waive even graduation requirements. So the state has a required 15 credits for graduation. The Tomah School District has, I believe it's 26 credits required for graduation. So we're even able to make modifications to that if our Board of Education believes that's important. So local control is what the Department of Public Instruction is communicating with us.
Cindy, thank you so much for taking time to join us this evening, and thank you for your work in our Tomah School District area and for the parents and the students. Thank you so much for joining us.
You bet. Good night.
Thank you. Well, if you have an idea for future guests or questions, please send a message or leave a comment on the YouTube video. We want to thank all of you for joining us this week on your Hometown News, where we are connecting you to the community.